my little Brushaflies, welcome back to my channel, Brushafly Anyway. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mercedes and I'm the face behind Brushafly Anyway. And if you are new, please remember to hit that subscribe button, and if you're not new, hi, welcome back. Yes, I have something in my hands, and when it's in my hands I can't help but like play with it. So today's video is a makeup declutter video. So I have recently done my makeup inventory, which I'm hoping to film after this one. So I have a lot of makeup and I don't have a lot of space. I live in a small home. It's cozy, it's my house, I love it, I wouldn't change it for the world, but the storage situation is not fantastic. So every so often I like to go through and have a declutter, get rid of makeup that I'm not going to use, but also keep on top of my makeup. If there's makeup I don't like, for whatever reason it doesn't agree with me, I can't use it, what is the point in me keeping it in my collection? It's just gonna sit there, be shoved to the back of the drawer, never to see the light of day again. So yeah, hopefully this is just going to be a quick declutter, and let's hop straight into it. So I have a little bag full of stuff, and I also have a box. So this is quite a big declutter, but let's just hop in and see what we have. So the first thing I'm going to declutter is my Tati Beauty Big Blenderful. I have the baby one and I love it. I use it all the time. So this is my baby blenderful. It is currently covered in hair and blush because I like to use it with the gel texture blush and blend it out. So I love that one, it's really good. But the big one, I've used it a handful of times. I've washed it and I did put it in the washing machine and it's just sort of mangled it, and I just never, like, the effect I get with this is okay, but it is not something I reach for. I'm probably going to do an experiment on it before I declutter it, but it is going bye-bye, which is a shame because I know Tati Beauty recently closed, so you can't really get Tati Beauty stuff anymore. But I'm keeping the baby one. There's no point in keeping it in my collection if I'm not going to use it. Next up I have some No. 7 lip products, and I do have another one in the bag but I couldn't grab it. So I have 2 lip crayons and a lip gloss. The lip gloss has just reached old age. The formula's changed, it looks really greasy, and yeah, it's not very nice now. I got it out of a calendar a few years ago, so you know, I've used it a handful of times. It's not my favourite formula, not my favourite colour. Now it's gone bad and nasty, it needs to go. The 2 lip crayons are okay, and I have an experiment planned for these 2 along with some other bullet lipsticks that I've decluttered in the past that I've kept for an experiment. But they're just not my favourite formula. I don't reach for them. I have other lipsticks that I prefer over these. So I have a red one and a nude one. The nude one I've used, the red one I haven't. I think I swatched and that has been about it. So yeah, I'm not keeping these. Then I have another No. 7 lipstick. This is in Desert Rose. I got this from an advent calendar. It is a nice nudie lip shade, but again the formula is just not one of my favourites. I find it, although it's creamy and hydrating, it's too creamy and hydrating. It tends to slide around my lips and it's just not my favourite. So going towards my experiment, you're going to see a bit of a theme. So this is the Honest Beauty lip crayon. I think me and lip crayons, they are just not my favourite. I don't know whether it's I don't like the packaging or I don't like the formula, but I always find with a lip crayon they tend to be a bit sheerer than a normal bullet lipstick. Like, they don't have as much pigment in. So although this one was nice and the colour's okay, it's a very sheer formula. It doesn't really do much for my lips. It's quite hydrating, but other than that, it's just a bougie lip balm, and I have lip balms that I'm going to use instead. So this one's going towards my experiment. So I have two lip glosses in the squeezy tube from Revolution. I got them in a calendar last year or the year before. Again, I've used them a handful of times. I prefer a lip gloss formula with a doe foot applicator. I don't like these, I just find them a bit meh. Plus I have a clear one and a pink one, but the pink one comes out almost clear. So it's like I have two clear lip glosses, and I have other clear ones in my collection that I'd much rather use. Next up I have a Revolution Velvet Lacquer liquid lip. I don't know what the shade name is, it just says Salvation. Oh, Velvet Black Heart. I wore this on Halloween and it peeled off my lips. So it's only like it's the only like black lipstick I have in my collection. But because of the whole peely thing, it's not very comfortable. You end up getting it in your teeth. I also put it on my daughter because she was a vampire and it peeled off of her and she was not amused. So yeah, I'm going to be decluttering this one because it's rubbish. Then I have a Rimmel Have a Cow Stay Satin Liquid Lip. I've had this for ages. I find the colour is just not me. It's a very dark vampy colour, but it's not my colour. I don't reach for it. I have to be in a really goth girly mood. That doesn't happen very often, so I'm going to get rid of it before it goes bad. I've had it for quite a while, so it could potentially go bad. And if you are seeing like black shapes fly across the screen, there are pigeons outside that are trying to attack my window. How rude. Next up I have a Rimmel Oh My Gloss red lip gloss in Rebel Red. I actually loved this. This was such a good lip gloss back in the day when I first bought it. It's got like a slight shimmer to it, but it's gone bad. It smells nasty. When I put it on it was all gloopy and stringy, so it's got to go, but it was actually a really good lip gloss, and if I saw it again in the future and I needed one, I would pick up that one again. Next up I have a Soap & Glory Spectaculips Metallic Lip Cream in Pink Charming. I have a lot of metallic lipsticks and I use them once or twice a year, or if I'm doing like a playful creative look for Instagram, which is not very often. And I have better ones that I prefer the formula of, so I'm getting rid of this one. There's nothing wrong with it. I might even give it to my children for them to play with, but you know, out of my collection. Then I have another metallic one. It's an I Heart Revolution in Flair, and it's sort of like a bluey purple shade, and it's meant to go on the lips. You leave it for a couple of minutes to dry down and you either tap it or you purse your lips together, and it's meant to reveal loads of glitter. This one for me just does not reveal enough glitter. If I want glitter, I want glitter. I think it was meant to be a dupe for like the CRT London ones. This is just not a very good dupe. I do have other colours from this collection though which work really well, so I don't know whether this one is just a dud, but I don't want it anymore. Then I have a simple revitalising eye roll-on. I decluttered one of these last year. I had two of them in my collection. I sort of kept the other one thinking I might even gift it to my sister, or I'll try and use it in a project pan, but to be honest, I don't like it. It makes my eyes sting, and I don't like the rollerball. It tends to tug under my eyes. I have sensitive skin under my eyes. I don't want to age it prematurely, so this is going. Lastly, from the bag of goodies is some Opi Gel Nail Polishes that go under the lamp. These for me are awful. I can't use them. I can't get them to work for love nor money. They just hate me. And I have a lamp and it goes really well with other formulas, other brands. It's just Opi that doesn't work. I have spent 2-3 hours waiting for the lacquer to dry, even though I've had it under the lamp for like half an hour. Like, I can't get it to dry. And what I mean by I've had it under the lamp for half an hour and then I'm scared that I'm going to end up like damaging my fingers with the UV lamp. So then I just sit there for like 2 hours waiting for the rest of it to dry, and it still doesn't. So I didn't buy these, so I'm not completely heartbroken about getting rid of these, but I do wish they had worked. But I have other ones that are so much better, so they can go. Next up, I have a Pixi Vitamin Makeup Mist. I really wanted to love this. It smells amazing and it does wake your skin up, but for me it just breaks me out something rotten. So I'm gonna see if a friend or maybe a family member would want it, save it going to waste. I didn't buy it, I got it from a goodie bag from the Glamour Weekender last year, so you know, a bit disappointing, but if I can't use it, I can't use it. So now I'm getting into palette territory, and there are quite a few, and I was hoping to do my makeup inventory after, but I have to leave very soon, so we'll see how we get on. But before the palettes, this one, if you have recently watched my e.l.f. video or my 10 worst products of 2021, this featured in it. Don't like it, rubbish, doesn't blend, doesn't look natural, looks way too heavy coverage, looks cakey, it looks dry, it looks powdery. For me, this is a big ass no. Will not use that again. If you have something like that and you can use it, that's great. Do not like change your opinion because that's my opinion, but for me that did not work. Okay, so I have a selection of palettes. I'm going to try and quickly fly through them. So I have the Makeup Obsession Mood palette. I have used this, I think, a handful of times. I like the Angel Energy one more than this one, and I have to admit I'm a more colourful eye look kind of girl, so I gravitate towards the more colourful eyeshadow palettes. This one to me is far too nude, far too neutral. Other than the purple shade, which I think is stunning, the rest of them, I look at them and I'm uninspired and bored. So I'm going to be decluttering that one. The same goes for the next one. It's a Soap and Glory one, Perfect 10. I feel guilty because my lovely sister gave me this. Oh, the brush fell out. But I've never used it. I've swatched it, but I've never used it because I'm uninspired. It's too nude, too neutral. I want colour. So again, I'm getting rid of this one. I don't know how the formula works on this palette. I don't know if it's even any good, but I have had my fingers in it, so it won't be going to like a friend or anyone. It'll probably be handed down to my children. So some of these palettes will go to my kids. Some of them, if they're not too bad, will be either experimented on or given to friends. So we go from there. Next up, I have an I Heart Revolution Unicorn Heart palette. This is a very cool toned palette, very pretty. I've used it once. I don't like the smell of this though. It smells very raw ingredient. It's not gone off. When I got this, it smelled very raw ingredient. It's just not my colour story. It's not my tone. So this one's going to go, and it probably will go to one of my children because it's unicorn. And another one that will be going to my children is the Angel Heart one, which came in the same collection as the Unicorn Heart. But this one is more warm toned, it's got more reds and pinks. Looks really pretty. Again, smells like crayons and raw ingredients, so not for me. So those two are going. This one, I know, the I Heart Revolution Gingerbread palette. So this was in my Vlogmas series for my favourite Christmas eyeshadows, and I used it in my 12 pounds of Christmas. But after using it for so long over Christmas, I find it boring, especially compared to the Pumpkin Pie palette, which I love. This one to me is just boring. I don't like it. The formula's okay, but the shade range, I just feel uninspired. It's nothing special. It doesn't scream Christmas to me other than the actual outer packaging. So yeah, I'm gonna declutter this and hope that I get more Christmas palettes next year that I will love and adore. Then I have the Beauty Crop Espresso Yourself eyeshadow palette. It's meant to have coffee extract in it, which is meant to help depuff your eyes, but if you have puffy eyelids, it's not really gonna, yeah. This for me is an okay palette. It's subtly pretty, but I don't do subtle. I do have another palette that I recently got, the Urban Decay Cyber palette, which is subtly pretty, but it's more my sort of tones, so I can look beyond that. But with this one, I just feel uninspired, and when I used it, even though I was using the different shades, I was creating the same kind of look. It was kind of redundant, like there's loads of redundant shades in here that you don't need. It could have been a smaller palette. I think it could have been a 9 pan and it would have been fine. But yeah, for me, it's just not one I want to keep. Then I have my Honest Beauty eyeshadow palette by Jessica Alba. As you know, if you watch my channel, I love Honest Beauty, the primer, the blush, everything else that I have tried, I love. Yes, the lip crayon was also featured in this video, but the liquid lip I adore, it's brilliant. This one, again, is kind of on the whole, it's neutral, not my jam. I feel bored and uninspired. I literally look at this and my brain just goes to mush, and it's like, I don't know what to do. I need colour and vibrancy, and this for me is just, it's not it. So yeah, decluttering that one. Next up I have a Revolution 7 pan palette. This one I got in one of the calendars one year. I'm not going to use it. It's really skinny, really tiny, but I have these shades in other palettes from Revolution, so I'm going to get rid of it because I kind of feel it's a bit redundant. I'm not going to use it. Then I have this one. It's the limited collection selfie kit, and it was from Marks and Spencer's. It has a blush, eyeshadows, and it had like a lip gloss. It was okay. It created a nice look when I did use it, but to be honest, again, it's that whole neutral thing. It's not me. So yeah, I'm going to be decluttering this one. This one might come as a bit of a shock. So this is the Roxy Colourburst palette. It won't. If you've watched my review on the Roxy Colourburst palette, you'll know that I didn't like it. But it is colourful, which is what I think you might be shocked about. Now it has some really beautiful looking tones in here, but I don't like the formula. The purple shade is absolutely pants. You can hardly see it when it's on the eye. When I use it, I had to mix it with the pink to get it to work. The blue shades literally disappear off your eye when you try to blend them. The shimmers are okay, but they definitely need dampening down, which is not always a bad thing, but I don't always like dampening down. For me, it's just not a palette that I reach for, so it needs to go. Plus I have the Revolution and Soph ones that I much prefer. Nothing against Revolution or Roxy. That palette to me is just not me. Next up I have a Maybelline The City Mini palette. Again, you're going to see a theme. It's too neutral and the formula is very chalky. As you can tell, I repressed this shade here, but the rest of them are very chalky, quite hard to work with. Whenever I pick it up and I think, oh, maybe I'll use that today, I look at it and I'm uninspired. So yeah, that one has to go as well. Then I have a Model Co Mermaid highlighter. It's like got the rainbow highlighter in it. It's just not great. When it goes on your cheeks, it tends to just look like a solid clump of silver. It's not a great look, not a great formula. I got it from Birchbox years ago, so I'm not sad about that. Then I have a Smashbox Repost Photo Edit Eyeshadow Trio. I kind of like the packaging. It looks like a camera lens. The shadows inside, while they are quite my jam, they are purple. They are really lackluster. The formula's not great. Doesn't really do very much. You can only create like the 1 or 2 eye looks from it. It's not fantastic. I'm going to declutter it because I just don't use it. Then I have my MAC Ignite Wonder Face Palette. yeah, uninspiring. I just find that these highlighter shades, they're either too dark or they're too light for my skin tone, and they don't really work or show up. Although they look beautiful in the pan, yeah, they're just not my jam. So I'm going to declutter it. I have just filmed the challenge accepted MAC video. If you want to see me use this, it's in that video, although I don't feel it did very much, so goodbye. This is the Estee Lauder Pure Colour Envy Iron Cheek palette in Glam. I like the packaging. The packaging is very bougie. The blush was okay, but the blue shades in here, some of them work, some of them don't, but they're very redundant. You create the same eye look whatever way you use this palette, it's just blue. Which for some people they might love, but for me, it's okay, but I like a bit of versatility. I like to be able to play around and create a few different eye looks from a palette, not play around with the different shades and still end up with the same eye look. It's a cute little palette. I like the packaging, but I can't just keep it because I like the packaging. That just seems really silly. Then I have the Morphe and Manny MUA Glam palette. If I remember, I will leave my video link down below of this one. It's pants. It's shockingly pants. I don't like the formula. The colour story is okay, but again, it's that neutral. The highlighters were actually really good, but I'm not going to keep a whole palette just for the highlighters when I don't like the eyeshadows. I felt they're just not very pigmented enough. They don't blend very well. They don't show up. Yeah, gotta go. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Then I have an Elizabeth Arden palette, and it's just a sparkly one. I don't even know what the name is. It has eyeshadows, it has like a blush and highlighter and lipsticks. I hate palettes that have eyeshadows and blushes and lipsticks, because the lipsticks always get tainted, they get fur and fluff in them no matter how clean you try to keep it. But I also find the eyeshadows in this palette, they just don't work very well. I'm not overly keen on the formula. Blushes were okay, the highlight was okay, but I'm not going to use it, so bye bye. And the last product is a Revolution eyeliner. It's just not pigmented enough, it's not man enough. I prefer the number 7 one, which has a lot of pigment, can really create an eye look with it. With this one, it doesn't really show up as well, so this one has to go. So that is all the products I am decluttering at the moment. I don't think I'm going to have time to film my inventory right now because I have to go get my child from school, but I will film that very soon, so you can see how much I have in my collection and why I decided I need to do a declutter. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't worry, this makeup will not go to waste. I know waste is a big issue at the moment. I will experiment on a lot of it. I am strangely creative in the way that I look at things, and I'm like, I could destroy you and do this. So yeah, look how eyeshadows are going to be destroyed, lipsticks are going to be melted down. Yeah, I want to do experiments, and the ones that won't be experimented on will either go to my children or to friends and family. The odd one or two that are proper manky will end up in the bin. That's only going to be a few items. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.